Are you serious?
Hello, hello, hello. This is How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
Yeah, man. How you doing this week, Sean?
I am better if I put the microphone in my mouth. I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This is a show where we talk about the internet and we find new ways to kill time. I've been killing some time in some cool ways.
What have you been doing, bro?
I will tell you about our kill a bit in just a second, but I just want to say big shout out to our coordination. Those who are seeing us on the YouTube, man. We are definitely on the light blue flex today.
I didn't even realise. I mean, I am colourblind, but I was...
What colours are you blind to again? You can see...
No, I just see in black and white, bro.
No.
Oh, you know, that's a legit thing, you know.
I know it is, but that's
I can't remember the name of it. It's like monochromism or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not like I can't see any... It's not like I can't not see any colours. Oh, God, my brain. But it's just that I get them mixed up. But I didn't realise... We're in the same...
You can tell these are the same colour?
No,
same
I can't see that.
No difference at all. What are they?
No, I can. To me, they look like different colours, but
right.
I don't know how similar they are. Like I can see they're kind of like vaguely similar.
Yeah.
So what's that? Light blue?
Yeah.
What's this?
It's light blue.
Cool. Let's do this.
Because when we play FIFA, obviously we have to tweak it so that you're not getting the blue. I guess.
No, I have to have the blue cursor because if it's red or green. Between the two, I don't know. Like, if it's the green one, it blends in too much with the pitch. And then between the red and green, I don't know. It takes me ages to try and think, oh, is that my player or is that... Whereas the blue one, straight off the bat, I'm like, oh, it's my player.
So that blue cursor you can see, but this light blue and that light blue that you're wearing are slightly different.
I can see them. I just didn't know that they were... I feel like this looks darker than that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay,
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same. It's definitely a little bit darker, but it's close hue. Close hue. So yeah, I've been killing time in a few ways this week, actually. First thing is we have actually coming up. I've had some fun with this thing called a gel blaster. I want to speak about it on the show. Think Nerf gun, but with gellets instead of pellets, and you fire them and they burst upon impact. So it's like paintballs, but not as painful. And I had a big bit of fun with these gel blasters, and I think there's potential where we might be going for a bit of a gel blaster shoot up as well, Sean, which I'm going to have to let you know about. You know, obviously I'm inviting you to Sandbox VR, but there might be a day where we're going to go to like a proper, it's like a paintball course, but set up specifically for us to fire these eco-friendly gellets at each other.
Can you make these gellets or do you just have to buy them in? You can make them. You
can buy them hydrated. You get a few out the box, but then that's only like 1,000. But they give you like 10 packs of 10,000.
Only 1,000, jeez.
Yeah. You know, bro, when you're having fun,
they give you a couple. They give you a couple to start off with.
You buy them in packs of 10,000, and you hydrate them in water for I think an hour. You put them in water, and then they're like little tiny balls, and they look like little specks. But you drop them into a specific amount of water, and after an hour they hydrate, and then you just load up and lock on.
Can I ask, are they similar to the, you know, like the bubble teas?
Yeah.
Does it look a bit like the tapioca things?
Yeah. If you was firing the tapioca bubble tea, that's a shotgun size. You know, that's a rocket size one. These when they're hydrated, they're probably closer to like 5 millimeters in width, is what they say. But so they're like little pellets.
Like twice as big as a BB that you would get back in the day for like a
similar,
for like a pellet gun.
Similar for a BB?
I feel like there was like, I mean, there were.
I don't know if my millimeters are off. I mean, for me, that's like 15 inches, isn't it? So that width for me, isn't it? Yeah, if you're on the YouTube, you see that's 15 inches, right? Cool. Yeah, 15 inches. So yeah, they're cool, man. So yeah, they're like eco-friendly, firing each other. I wouldn't recommend firing them up close, like right up close, because they still.
When you said up, I was thinking what? What? No, bro. If you had that, did you hear? And this was going back a little while. There was like, I think this was in like Ukraine or Russia, where like some guys, they were all getting pissed, and they thought it would be a good idea to get an air compressor, and they put it up like one of their mates' asses and turn it on, and he just died instantly because it just ruptured all of his insides.
What a party pooper!
Don't die, mate.
Yeah.
Buzz Killington over here, innit? Oh, get up.
I mean, can you imagine how the air was just sucked out of that room? Or pushed in, actually, but sucked out of that room as soon as that happened. Like, you were like, hey! Oh, shit. Mike is dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, that's mad. Don't do those things. Like, do you feel now, maybe a bit of caution comes with age now, I'm not as up for doing some stupid shit. Like, even if it's not that stupid, I'm like, rather not. Do you know what I mean? Like, even now when I cross the road sometimes, I'm like, I could cross here, and I'm like, there's a crossing over there. I'm just going to use the crossing. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds like you're just getting a bit old. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yeah, like the probably one of the main one of to man one of the things that we have to be most careful of are ourselves and our mates, because you know it's that male idiot theory. Like when you're with your mates, and it's like a very small example, right? When I go skiing, for instance, I will ski within my limits. Yeah. As soon as we start recording, get a little bit gassed in it. Yeah. And you push it a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that is it kind of stems from that, where everyone's like, oh, I need to, and it's not like it's not an ego thing, but it's, or maybe it is a tiny bit, but you know, it's you push the boundaries a bit, and man. And but like the whole lads, lads, that gets well out of hand.
I definitely know when we were all in Iron Napa. Yeah, a few years back, quite a few years back.
a few years,
just a couple of years back. Fucking a long time ago.
07.
Was it 06?
06, 07.
Wow, 17 years ago, when we were in Iron Napa, I know that if we all got our mopeds separately and rid to the hotel separately, someone definitely wouldn't have crashed theirs within 10 minutes of having it. But because we rolled as a group, it got a bit hectic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy stuff out there. Actually, wait, I've got the thing I've been killing time with this week. Let me go and grab it for you.
I'm intrigued now.
I'll grab the box.
Just the box. Oh, what, the gel blaster?
Oh, not the gel blaster. I can grab the box of the gel blaster.
I'm intrigued. What's the other thing you were grabbing?
There's a gel blaster.
So the butchers.
You can have a look at it if you want.
14 plus, okay.
Yeah, just about.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that it's eco-friendly, and I think that this is a gap in the market that needed to be filled.
Yeah, man. We can show it to the camera if you want.
Boom. And when I said filled, you got like a little magazine at the top there.
Yeah. Would you be up for it? I think you can get attachments like lasers and stuff like that on it.
Of course. I mean, this is so childish. What are you talking about? I would not be interested in this at all.
I know people are like, oh, Marcus, you're such a big baby. And I was like, yeah.
Standard.
So the other thing I've been killing time with is a thing called a Zero Water. It's a 5-stage advanced filtration system. And probably of all of my mates that I could talk to about this, you were the best person to talk to about this.
I know, that's sad though, isn't it?
I was like, Sean, it clears out the things from the waters called and you were like... TDS, which is...
Total dissolved solids.
Totally dissolved solids.
Total dissolved solids.
Total dissolved solids. And it comes with some big ass filter, and it also comes with a TDS meter.
Yep.
So what we've done is, and the YouTube video is going to come out, and we'll put that out on the How to Clean Our YouTube or the Marcus Bronze YouTube, is we've tested the TDS of the water in the studio, which was like 350. Is that bad?
320 something.
320?
No, that's standard for tap water.
Standard tap water.
Pretty average.
We also have sampled the water when it's filtered, which brings it down to 97 TDS.
Which is good.
Quite good, yeah.
Like if you buy like good bottled water, then it would be somewhere around that.
Is there a 0 TDS out there?
No.
Okay. No. And then what we've done is, as well, because apparently it makes good ice, is we've done, thanks, Sean brought us in. I was like, Sean, when you come to the studio, bro, can you bring an ice tray? Without question, you just brought it. I like that, bro. Thank you so much. We filled the ice tray with hot water,
or boiled water that had been boiled.
Water that had been boiled, which had a really high TDS reading, because you said my kettle is filled full of lime scale, basically. Because
that would have definitely have an effect on it, or I believe it would.
So that's why I need to make sure that I always descale my coffee machine, which I do, because that keeps the TDS low. And then we took regular tap water in for ice, and then this filtered water with the Zero Water filter. The reason I've got the Zero Water filter in to show you is because it's in the other room, and if I bring it in here, I'll drop it in and spill water everywhere. But it's like 3 litres you can put in there, and it's got a little tap at the bottom as well, so you can like siphon off some water instead of having to pick it up like a big old jug.
But you were saying it makes better ice.
Yeah, so that was it. It makes better ice. So we've put...
And I was trying to figure out what does better ice mean?
For me, better ice off the bat is ice that doesn't taste... I get a weird chlorine-y taste off tap water ice. I've tried tap water ice, but I don't like it. Huh. So I prefer shop ice. Or I have boiled water before and made ice out of it. You know, during lockdown where everyone was just doing the weirdest shit, I got into big ice. I was making big ice cubes.
Yo, but in a drink, big ice cubes.
Oh!
Big ice cubes are amazing. Like, you know, I went to, where was it? Boysdale restaurant the other day, and they had the big square ice cubes, and you finish your drink, and like it hasn't melted at all. Yeah. It's just made your drink cold. It does take up a lot of surface area, which I'm like, I feel like I've got a bit of in this cocktail.
Yeah. You're like, this cocktail's really nice. I'm just gonna. Oh, okay.
3 more, please.
3 more. Yeah. I love big ice. I think it makes, like you said, makes a cocktail really cool.
The ball, like the big, like balls of ice as well.
Yeah, I like it. There's guys that have those silicone filters, and they fill them up and peel back each side of it, and it makes like a perfect ball of ice. And when they drop that in a glass, it looks regal, doesn't it? Be honest, it's a bit of a flex as well. It looks cool, innit? It looks cool. Better than crushed ice. Yeah. So yeah, during lockdown, I remember I was boiling water and making ice cubes with it. Boiling it, letting it cool down, because you don't put hot water in your freezer. Well, not if it's yours anyway. If someone else's, fuck them. But
is that just because of they need to use more energy to cool it down, or is there another reason?
I think it fucks up the freezer a bit as well. It's not meant to have that amount of heat in there, is it? That's what my mum told me, innit?
Like, is that
one of the ones your mum just tells you?
But yeah, I think that's. I don't think that's legit. But I could be wrong. Please, if someone knows to the contrary, please let us know.
I wouldn't want to have like a chicken breast in the shelf above it, like slowly warming up and then freezing again, so that when you go to eat it.
I think the freezer would have to just work a lot harder, and it would just consume more energy.
Okay.
I don't know.
That makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna try the ice, innit? We're gonna pop the ice open and see.
Taste test.
Oh, also clearness. For me, you can, when there's ice that's very clear, I feel like it's nicer ice. That could just be totally in my head, but a lovely clear ice cube.
Do you reckon that ice with less total dissolved solids melts slower?
Should do, shouldn't it?
You reckon?
Because I would think if there was dissolved solids in there, this is a new level of nerdery. I love it. But the more stuff that there's in your ice, I feel like the more that there might be space for bubbles around it and such, which means it's not just pure unadulterated ice.
If anyone's a water expert or anything listens to this, they're like, these lot haven't got.
There is a water sommelier on TikTok.
A water sommelier?
Yeah, I like it. Hi, my name's Martin. I'm the water sommelier. It's lovely. He's like,
we should get him on.
All right, bro, I'd love to get him on. But there might be an ice sommelier out there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, sommelier. Sorry, I always like to see that. Right. I watched. I don't want to talk about too much because SAG-AFTRA and all that and stuff. Don't want to be promoting films, but I watched Blue Beetle. Got invited.
Oh, okay.
Didn't get invited by Warner Brothers. Maybe it's because of what I said about Barbie and Oppenheimer at the same time, but I didn't get invited. Them. I got asked. Richie Driss, my mate from he was on Blue Peter actually. He was a Blue Peter presenter. Invited us to pop over and watch it. Good representation of Latin people. Like Blue Beetle is pretty powerful.
All about the diversity.
Yeah, all about diversity. Like there was some bits of subtitles that were there to kind of guide us, but other small phrases that they were saying, they weren't using subtitles. You kind of just had to know. I kind of like that in a way. I was kind of like, you should be. I think honestly, like if I lived in LA, I'd make a big effort to make sure that I spoke like Latin. Do you know what I mean? I spoke Spanish. Yeah, spoke Spanish. Yeah, Latin as well. Like honestly, like I'd want to learn that language because it helps.
Wait, hold on. You want to learn Latin?
Yeah, I'd like to learn Latin because it's kind of
but out of all, like, can you speak any other languages apart from English?
No.
So see what you're saying is you can only speak one language, and the second language that you're going to learn is a language that nobody uses or speaks in the world.
Sean, you're going to come like that?
I'm just saying
that is a bold statement. You can like learn what, like if you know Latin, you can hear a word and be like, well, that must mean.
Yeah, for if you want to like look at the etymology of words. Yeah. But then you could just look it up. No, I'm being real. You don't need to learn, like nobody like my dad learned Latin. Yeah. And like there's every now and again he will do that. Yeah. Like, or back in the day he would do that and he would go, oh, I think that the blah means blah. And then therefore it means, You
wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like to have a conversation. Someone says, like.
You're not have a conversation in Latin, are you?
someone says something, I don't know, like, If someone says a word to me and I'll be like, oh, what that means. But as they're talking to me, I can work out what it means and be like, sorry, can you pause the conversation? I just want to find out what conversely means. One second. You want to do that? Yeah, cool, carry on. I like that. I'd like to do that, man. Yeah,
so someone turned around to you and said, like, I looked up one the other day because, the word sapiophile?
Yeah.
So if someone said to me, oh, you're a sapiophile, and then they went, oh, sapio, meaning love and or whatever. Yeah. And file meaning, no, actually it's the other way around, sapio meaning educated and file meaning love of or something like that. I would be like, yeah, what a complete way.
Oh yeah, well, I guess I'm that guy then.
No, I would say if it were me,
Yeah,
if I spoke 5 languages,
yeah.
I'd be like, and I'd like a penchant for it. I'd be like, oh, baby,
Oh, penchant. So that's
I'll
pen
be
and
in-
chant. So that's French when that comes out. That must mean if I had a kind of liking to. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, can you see how useful this is in
you
conversations? We were having a conversation,
Yeah.
and then we weren't having a conversation. Smooth, bro, smooth. That's what I sound for you.
Yeah, go. You're saying that if you could learn 5 languages.
Then maybe I would be like, but the fact that my second language is nowhere near fluent.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be like, if you move to LA, for instance,
Yeah. Spanish.
I would say you learn Spanish.
See.
Because otherwise, if you were like, they were like, hey, you like, you don't speak any Spanish. You're like, I can speak some Latin though. And they're like, that's good for you, man.
Well done.
Go and try and find someone else that speaks it.
Yeah, man. You know you need to be dead to talk to the people that spoke that natively. Yeah, well done. Yeah, man. 5 languages for me. Obviously, Spanish, Mandarin would be fantastic. Latin would be in there as well. So that would help me with my European languages.
Any other languages
Russian.
that don't get used that you would like to learn?
Russian. No, that does get used. Russian, because I just know that it is an extremely, like Mandarin, extremely complex languages. And then maybe I'd like to learn some.
Yeah, Mandarin is tough, man.
Some Arabic, maybe Farsi or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Something out there. You know?
Something from each like side of the continent. Okay. Yeah,
that'd be great. I'd be like, land me, throw me anywhere, and I can speak the language. And then maybe as a bonus, I'd like to speak Australian. not native Australian. I mean, like, you know, you're right, cunt. So like that kind of Australian as well. Yeah, that'd be.
I think there are some languages that I would like to speak just because I like the way that they sound. So I like the way that the language sounds. So I would like to, so something that like, and I'd be like, oh, that sounds.
Italian's a sexy language as well. So I think if I was going to go with a language I really like, Italian just sounds like, you know, and it's very emotive in it. It's very like energy in it. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, Sean.
Yes.
I believe it's the time of the week where we look for some jokes, aka
jokes of the week. Oh, I thought you were going to come in time again.
The last 7 days. Oh man, right. Let's get through some quick fire jokes, man.
Have you got any for me? I've got a couple here.
I've got some horrible ones for you. I've literally been Googling dad jokes here and there. I'll hit you with one real quick. My wife took off her shirt and bra during an argument where I was winning. It was a booby trap.
I like it. All right, I'll hit you with one. Slightly longer form joke. A man is walking through the woods when he finds a suitcase. Curled up under the suitcase are a fox and 4 cubs. He immediately calls animal control to report what he found. They respond, "Oh no, that's terrible," says the animal control worker. "Are they moving?" "I don't know," says the man, "but I guess that would explain the suitcase." So dumb. All right. A sheep farmer has a talking dog. One day he asks it to get all of his sheep into the pen. There we go, sentient. One sentient. I've realised there's more than one sentient animal. Gets all of his sheep into the pen.
Back to the past episode. Yeah.
A sheep farmer has a talking dog. One day he asks it to get all of his sheep into the pen. A little while later, the dog says, "Job done. All 40 sheep accounted for." 40? I only have 36 sheep. Not 40, the farmer says. The dog replied, "I know. I rounded them up."
Hey!
Dad joke.
Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Get a treat for that. Good dog. Good dog. Oh, heavy, man.
Any more for me? Got any more for me?
I got one more for you. I'll hit you with this week. Right. I'm at the airport and there's a woman completely passed out on the baggage carousel. She's slowly coming around now.
I've seen that before. That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that. All right. A man who lost his hat decided the easiest way to replace it was to steal it. I would say the cheapest way, but
yeah.
He goes to his local church in search of a hat. I mean, this guy already. A sermon about the 10 Commandments was going on as he made his way to the cloakroom. He stopped, thought for a moment, changed his mind.
Yeah.
Upon seeing the pastor, the man walks up to him and says, "Father, I must say your sermon saved me from doing something wrong. I came here with sin in my heart, but your sermon showed me the error of my ways." Upon hearing this, the pastor congratulates and asked him, "What specifically made you change your mind?" The man replies, you see, I lost my hat and came here to steal one from the cloakroom. But when you got to the thou shalt not commit adultery part, I suddenly remembered where I left my hat.
Love that one, man. Classic. Go on, Sean. Hit us with one more before.
No.
Is that you?
I think that's me.
That's you for the week.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'll come on with another short, punchy one for you. Right, here you go. I was trying to figure out why this... Have I said this one? Why this ball got bigger and bigger and bigger? Have I cracked this to you before? Flipping it. I'm terrible for this, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, because I guessed it wrong last time. I said something like... Oh, I can't even remember what I said, but I definitely got it wrong. And it was like, it's getting closer or something, wasn't
it? Yeah. And then it hit me.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, cool. Right. Let me try and find one more then. I might be all out, you know, because I think I've just got callbacks.
Okay, I'll go with this.
Okay, right. Here you go. I found out my girlfriend really is a ghost. I had my suspicions the moment she walked through the door.
Actually, I'm going to finish with this one. This one tickled me. Did you hear about the guy that dipped his balls in a jar of glitter?
No.
Pretty nuts, right? From our episode last week when we talked about glitter, I saw that. I was like, yeah. I mean,
nice. Man, he's going to have fucking glitter around there for weeks.
Like, literally, that would be a nightmare for me.
That'd be like torture for you, innit?
Yeah, I'd wake up and like, stream. Or no.
Oh man, I had a rough dream. What was it about? Oh no, it doesn't matter, guys. Don't even want to talk about it. There you go. Those are our jokes of the week. Dad jokes of the week, which leads us on to our next thing, which is funky stories of the week. There we go. I've got a funky story. It's a little bit of a detraction from our other kind of stories.
Okay.
But this is probably one of the biggest wins I've heard against corporations, because I feel like corporations, they are taking advantage of a lot of people. So once in a while, when someone gets one up back,
all about it.
It's all about it, yeah. Like I don't like personal crime. I don't like stealing something from someone. See a corporation, get paid to go to the toilet, yeah. That kind of stuff. Like when people go for a poo at work and they know it's not their lunch break, I celebrate that. Right. My 5-year getting paid for doing nothing is over. I'm heartbroken. I got a night shift job doing my data entry back in 2015. I quit and I needed something fast at night while I looked for something better during the day. It was a data entry position, meaning I got an email containing the details of an order and proceeded to put them into another system. So I got details of an order, put them in another system. Right after my training, I knew this was something I could get automated. I don't know code that well, so I went to a freelancer website, hired a guy to develop the code. It cost me 2 months of salary. Now I just had to input how many orders I wanted to process per hour. And since day one, I was working from home. The company did not want to pay for my transport. So I was at home working a graveyard shift at this company, right? But everything's automated. For the first 2 years, I would check if there was something the code cannot usually do. It usually took me less than 5 minutes, fix it if I needed to. And then I'd leave the computer running and watch movies. Then I'd go to bed. Sometimes I'd even go out. I even added extra functions to the code as I went along. I was doing such a remarkable job that I was offered a promotion a few times, new positions during the daytime, that I'd always reject, saying that I'm very introverted and I don't really enjoy that type of position. Eventually I got another job, better paid, but there was no reason for me to quit where I was working. So for my data entry job, I could spend months without anyone reaching out to me and get double bubble. So he's working a daytime job and this night job. Sometimes co-workers would try to match my entry quota. So they catch up with him. I'd open up the code and then add a few extra on top just to beat them again.
Hey.
And keep myself as the top person that was inputting. I'd change the numbers regularly just in case to go up and down, but nobody really noticed. I even got 2 salary raises at some point for never missing a day and being the top producer in my department, to which I corresponded by changing the 9 and switching it to a 10 or 11 on some days. I think in this part, they're talking about just adding some extra numbers on every single time when they did well. It took them 4 years to develop a new software that would replace my position. Since clients were granted access to our new system, a few weeks ago, I got my severance check. I was told I could keep the laptop and office equipment and welcome to apply for any position I want. I've never talked about this with anyone in real life, not even my family. Even my wife wasn't sure what job I did with that other company. Now that it's over, there you go. It's my darkest work secret. I did try to schedule a demonstration of my code in 2017, a couple of years into my job, but the regional manager told me they were busy dealing with important stuff and just to keep doing the good work I was doing, which I fucking did until the day I was let go.
Hey, yeah, big clap. Massive clap. And this is the thing, right? He, at a certain point, decided to be like, yo, let me, you know. And they were like, oh, no, sorry, too busy. Or whatever. And you're like, all right, cool, bro. I'm going to carry on then, innit?
Bro.
But also, what you would think, innit? This guy's being hired to do a menial job and he doesn't know much about coding, etc. How has no one thought about this?
You'd be surprised at the things that people don't think about automating. And it took this whole advent of AI to come around for people to do stuff. Because there's a lot of AI products out there, and I'm doing this air speech marks, probably an annoying amount right now. There's a lot of AI products out there that are not AI, Sean. They're just automated. But people haven't thought about trying to automate stuff yet. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like, so just to summarize this story, not that we're just doing this for the socials, there was a guy that for 5 years had a data entry job, and within the first month worked out how to do it with some coding, paid somebody 2 months salary, and the code did so well that he got 2 raises at his job, and for 5 years got paid to do nothing. So much so that they worked another job at the same time. Sick. Anyway.
Think about this, yeah. That's 5 years on a salary. Imagine how many other people they're employing to do the same thing. With, bro.
Yeah.
Talking millions a year.
Yeah. And he's worked out how to do it on 2 months salary. Let's be nice. Let's say it's a night shift. Let's say it was $4,000 a month. Let's just say it was $4,000 a month. He's paid $8,000. And the return. Do you know what I appreciate about this? The foresight in this. Because this could have gone wrong. He could have got sacked a month in. And now he's at a loss. But he's done it so well and so smoothly that, and he did try to explain it to them a couple of years in. This is where I think it's better for him. Because he tried to explain the code to them. And like you said,
he would have to have gone, I've just realized that, you know, not like, so like, like a week after I was doing this, I noticed that it's taken me a couple of years to perfect everything.
I'm trying to think, can I share anything that there's a job that I've done in media.
We're talking about work hacks.
Yeah, there's a job I've done in media. Oh, it's really hard for me to say on the job. There's a job I've done. There's a couple of jobs in media where I've realized I could do, not anymore as well, because tech's moved on too fast, where I could do 4 hours work in an hour if I really thought about it.
Okay.
And it was a bit taxing on the mind, but you could do it. But the only thing that was frustrating is that I was still required to be on call for those 4 hours. So instead of working, you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, wondering if what you did to hack could go wrong. So it's not like true rest. Do you know what I mean? This person with the code, I guess if they had a bad day, they could go in, open up the code, tweak it. Like they said, add a couple of extra numbers in, up and down. But the situations I've been in, I couldn't really like chill fully. And all it did was make me enjoy the job less.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was just like, wow.
Well, it's that thing, isn't it, of like clock watching. You know, if you're not, you know, if you're working and you're not busy enough, it's
whistle while you work is my vibe, bruv. Like, you get me, get on and crack on, and it helps you get on with it, man. Like, some jobs are hard, but you know what? I just want to say, I read it, Sean. It's not a joke. It's not. It's just this guy. I just like what they did, man. It was just, you know, give one up to the corporate.
No, but this is the thing. Yeah. This is the thing. You say like, even in this case, right? You're like, oh, it's like a finger to the corporation. They are paying for something he delivered. That's all that's happened.
To be fair,
like he exceeded. Yeah, he or she, they exceeded. Yeah, whatever it was that they were asked to do. So, from a business perspective, when it's at higher ups, they're like, this guy's delivering. Yeah,
and to be fair, his or her wages would have been priced at a point where they were still making a reasonable return on it.
Yeah, and also 2 years into it, they would have, think about how if they had listened to them and incorporated the code that was written, imagine how much money it would have saved them for 3 years. 3 years of everyone who was doing this specific data entry task.
Everyone would have got sacked the next round of fucking layoffs.
That's the only thing. That's probably the...
I love stories like that, man. Absolutely love it. Some of the comments are great. They're like, slow clap. But you know what? All good things come to an end. I always tell people, like, if you have a cushy period at work, enjoy it, because you know, there'll be times that don't. Yeah. So that's what a story from me, Sean. Okay. But I just had to share it with you, bro. Like I've been sitting on it for a few weeks and I was just like, nah, I have to share it with you because it's just like a bit of it's a W.
It's a win, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely a win. Definitely.
What you got for me, bruv?
I don't have any. Have you got any more news? You got any more news stuff for us?
I've got an oldie. It's from 2015. A man who fakes being in a coma for 2 years to avoid fraud has been jailed along with his wife for trying to con the courts.
Do tell.
Alan Knight, 48, and his wife Helen, 34, of Sketty, Swansea, had admitted perverting the course of justice. Helen Knight was jailed for 10 months at Swansea Crown Court on Friday. Her husband was jailed in November 2014 for fraud and forgery charges and will serve another 14 months on top of his current prison term. Now, Judge Hugh Davies Knight, appearing via a video link from prison, and his wife have both committed an extreme... Sorry, Judge Hugh Davies told Knight, who was appearing via a video link from prison, and his wife that they both committed extreme examples of trying to pervert the course of justice. Right? So,
this is going.
So he had been accused of taking £40,000 from the life savings of his elderly neighbour who had dementia. Right? But every time someone in authority visited Knight, he pretended he was paraplegic or in a coma. Bro, he just pretended he was in a coma. How? Like, I'm curious, like, someone sees him pottering around in his garden or whatever like that, or someone rings the doorbell and he comes up to the doorbell. Who is it? Yes, the authorities. Sorry, in a coma. In a coma.
Also, surely there must, like, someone go in there, innit, and, like, slap him or something, innit?
Yeah, well, he admitted himself to hospital for a total of 10 weeks to avoid the trial and convinced some GPs that he had his mystery illness. Numerous tests were carried out, but they concluded nothing was physically wrong with him. Meanwhile, his wife wrote to the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, the PM and AM, telling them that her husband was being forced to go through court, even though he was paraplegic and in a permanent vegetative state. Bro, yeah, but her local MP even took on the case. They convinced the local MP to fight their corner.
Yeah, but surely, I mean, I feel as if you would get like an investigator to go and do some groundwork first and foremost. When you see matey boy, you know, going for a jog and that, you know what I mean? Then be like, something's a bit fishy going on here.
Exactly. Well, eventually their lives were exposed after police found CCTV and picture evidence on their computer. Probably him being like emailing somebody. I bet it was Facebook. Please tell me it's Facebook. It was him like, great time out with the lads at the football.
But then she could say, oh, you know, like, I'm just keeping, I'm keeping his profile active because of how difficult it is.
And that's great, Sean, because they found photographs which showed them on holiday where they took day trips to places like Legoland and a friend's wedding. I believe caught red-handed is what happened. Bro, like at that point when the courts are chasing you, I think, right, go for bad back, right? Go for not feeling well for a while, yeah? Don't go full coma.
Also,
that's too far.
We're not, for people who have stolen the 40 grand off their elder neighbours who have dementia.
Do the time.
Don't do it in the first place.
Yeah, don't do that bit. Don't do that bit. But if you're going to bend the rules, you can be like, I'm unwell. Like, I think Lil Wayne was meant to go to court or whatever, but couldn't because he was having the diamonds removed from his teeth. Stuff like that to delay a day or two, whatever, yeah? I think it was gun charges or something like that. I might be wrong, whatever. I get it. You're playing the game a bit. You don't go full coma, bro. That's too far, innit? That's like, do you know what that reminds me of? When people were trying to skip the fare on the bus back in the day when they're conductors and people just pretend that they're asleep or in the train as well. Just, and then when they're stopped, they just quickly get up and get off the bus. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a man basically pretended he was in a coma to dodge court.
How long did this go on for?
I think it went on for 10 weeks. He admitted himself to hospital. So we're talking months. To the point where you get your MP to get on board. I mean, we're talking...
Yeah, they went in.
They went in, bro.
And they probably were committed at a certain point. When you go in with like paraplegic and a coma, and you're in a coma, like it's difficult to back down from that, isn't it?
It's too much.
At that point, you're pot committed. You're like, oh, I suppose we've got a right to the Prime Minister.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm thinking if you go bad back, right, you can say intermittent. Some days are great. Some days I can even play golf or I've tried to get fit and go for a jog. Other days I feel like I can't get up. That is in the realms of reality, innit?
Yep.
You can't go coma and then be taking pictures at a wedding. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
Ah, dear.
Just another short, kooky one for you, Sean, there. There you go, bro.
Thanks, man.
What you got for me, bro?
I've got a couple of would you rathers to follow on from our apocalypse one that we did last week.
Yeah. Which was a good one. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I was thinking, did I pick the wrong one? And I still stand by my choice of last week. Without giving that away, you can go back and listen to that. And I still think the worst would be nuclear apocalypse. I'm just going to say that because
nuclear rapture.
Nuclear rapture. Wow.
Nuclear or rapture. I mean, both together.
Nuclear rapture. That'd be flipping hell. Raining nuclear bombs. Yeah. I'm not taking that.
That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Go on, Sean. What you got for me, bro?
You receive one wish with the following options.
Yeah.
Which of these would you rather choose?
Okay.
A, end world hunger.
Right.
B, cure cancer.
Yeah.
C, $100 billion. D, resurrect one person in a perfectly healthy body.
Yeah.
Or E, become immortal. So quickly, end world hunger, cure cancer, $100 billion, resurrect one person, become immortal.
Now, there are people out there that are going to be like, whatever, man. You'll be like, run me the cash. But
okay, first and foremost, which one do you think is the one that most people chose?
I feel like the one most people chose, and also I would choose, is end world hunger. Because hunger is bad, bro. Like, there is a cure.
we need to cop that and put that on.
Hunger is bad, bro.
Marcus Bronzy.
Put it on my gravestone. Hunger is bad, bro. Hunger is horrible. All of them are horrible, but I think ending world hunger would be the one. Because if we weren't hungry as a people, as humankind, we would be so much nicer to each other, right? And that's the trivial hunger. And then there's also people that actually are starving. They could actually live and progress and do amazing things. I think for me, hunger would go top. And what are the other options again?
Cure cancer, $100 billion, resurrect one person, become immortal.
I'm hoping that the immortal one is at the bottom, because you can't live your life being immortal and see other people around you suffering. Eventually it will get to you, innit? You're immortal and you realize every time you see someone who's hard up, bit hungry, you're like, fucking hell, I could have saved them. Every time someone's sick, like you can't see, you're like, fucking hell, I could have saved them. Do you know what I mean? At least with the hunger one, you've done some good. Even though there's still cancer, there's still people that can eat. Do you know what I mean?
The immortal one, and if I've ever the times that I've had this, discussion for, it would be that it would be fun to be immortal if you had the ability to end it.
Yes.
If you had like an off switch that only you could end,
Because if you can't, eventually, our brains are not designed to live forever. You get so fucking bored.
But this is the thing, right? You could learn Latin.
You fuck.
That would be great. You'd have all the time in the world to learn Latin.
I could end any conversation immediately. At any point. Imagine having
the most annoying person ever.
That power. You mean that? You mean when I learn enough Latin? It'll be like the Matrix. When I learn enough Latin, I can stop conversations whenever I want to. I'm saying, when you learn enough Latin, you won't even need to. Fucking hell, he speaks Latin. Fucking hell, get out of the way, get out of the way.
Every time anybody says something, you'll just go, oh, corpus memorendi, bloody, bloody. And they'll be like, oh.
Well, as they say, carpe diem, seize the day.
I'll tell you this. Firstly, end world hunger is not number one.
What?
And it become immortal is not number...
Last.
Come
on, can you tell me them in order of the least popular one to the most popular one, please?
Least popular one, resurrect one person in a perfectly healthy body.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, there are something, I think, like it may be a historical figure who is incredible.
Yeah.
Could do that. In second place is become immortal.
Okay.
Third is cure cancer.
Yeah.
Then end world hunger.
Is second to most popular.
Is second most popular, and $100 billion money talks, bruh.
So you would pick 100 billion. That is mad. I know people be like, you could cure world hunger with 100 billion.
You can't.
I don't think you can.
You can't. There are people in, we're talking about the richest person in the world, etc., etc. They're not the richest person in the world. There are people in the Middle East and such who the thoughts are that they have more than they have trillions.
Yeah. If you were to
of pounds,
exactly
dollars,
multiple unlimited money. If you were to immediately end world hunger, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, I think all hell would break loose. I just think society has been so developed around having this fucked up system. If you change it very quickly, it's just too much of a shock.
You think it needs to be a gradual process?
Yeah, like just get people from hungry to peckish and then move them. No, I'm joking. No, but like, I think if you were to just throw the whole system into like disrepute or just change it all, with all due respect, I think it would just be like everything would break. Like capitalism would struggle because hunger quite literally is a driving force of humans. It's something that we need. We need to hydrate. We need food. If you make sure, and that is our driving force. That's, if there's anything we can do with our last pennies, that's spent on food. Do you know what I mean? If you remove that need and everyone is fine, you might have people that are just like, fuck it, I ain't going to work. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes, I do see. I do see what you're saying, but when it comes to being able to satisfy what you need, I think that then allows people to go off and do what they would like to do.
Yes.
And so it opens up. But I think a lot of people would end up becoming nihilists or nihilists, if you want to say it, and not care about anything because they're like, that was my one job previously was to go and, try and source food, and now that's done.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what, Sean, if you go to start doing what you want to do now, instead of what you need to do, corporations have messed up. Now you're not working for Amazon. Now you're not working for Google. Now you're not working for Tesco because you're
I think when we're talking like if we clarify this a little bit, because it says end world hunger. So I think we're talking about people who are unable to sustain themselves by, and I don't think that kind of classes people who go to work and can buy food for themselves. I think that they wouldn't what you would class as hunger, but yes, maybe they can't buy quite enough food. I think we're more so talking about people who don't have access
famine.
I'm talking about famine.
I was thinking about food banks. Like there are adults that like,
of course,
are like feeding their kids, but they're not eating right.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because also, I think if you're not eating right, you get sicker.
Sure. Malnourished.
Yeah, malnourished. So then now if everyone's eating well, doctors are not as busy, which is fine for the NHS, but you have that whole. It's good for the NHS, but doctors, that are private and stuff like that, they're not going to be needed as much. I don't know. Look, I don't know. Look, I'm not a politician, so maybe I should quit while I'm ahead. But I would go for end world hunger, but it'd have to be a slow thing. So, like I said, like not the joke about peckish, but like the bit about it would have to be a nice slow transition. Get aid to people who need it now, and then maybe we work with famine first, and then we work with like food banks and stuff later.
So it'd be on like a priority basis.
Yeah, like triage.
Yeah.
For hunger. Yeah. All right. I've got a silly one for you if you've got time for a quick one, right?
Yeah.
I found one. You're in an arena with 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, a hunter with a rifle, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions. Pick 2 to defend you. The others attack you. The goal is survive 1 hour. Damn. I can show you the list because I fired a lot of you.
Initially I was going to be like, I need to remember this. And then as you carried on, I was like, I'm never going to remember this.
Oh, he's thinking. I can see the cogs turning in your head.
They don't turn very fast, to tell you that much. This is a tough one, man. Like, this is like,
it's good, isn't it?
10. Well, how many 10,000 rats? That would be annoying, innit? You know what? There's so many dependents in this.
Yeah. All right. I mean, give us your scenario.
I'm thinking this, right? If there are rats, but you can stand on like some sort of plinth or something like that, where the rats can't kick them off in it, or like, but maybe there's 10,000 of them. Then that's
a lot, bro.
Also, do the animals that you choose, they don't harm each other? They have like a pact. They're like,
they're defending you, bro. They're Team Sean. They're like,
we're gonna put the fact that you've been eating me for like millennia. We'll put that aside for the minute.
Yeah,
Sean's super important.
I think I've got my answer, already. But I want you to do yours. I've got mine, I think.
Do me a favor, spin that around once more.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'm going to say them again. 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles. I feel like crocodiles are not that quick. not brown bears are so 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle. What, unlimited ammo? What?
Yeah, give an unlimited ammo. Bro, there's 10,000 rats. You can't even 1 round. Good work, mate. Fuck off.
7 buffalo. Nah, it definitely wouldn't be the buffalo because like they're not really about that. If it was like hippos.
Yeah.
We talked about hippos a couple weeks back. Yeah, maybe. 5 gorillas, 4 lions, 2 2. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are the rats? Are you picking the rats?
I'm picking. Do you want?
I want to hear.
And there's a tag team element into this.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
I'm picking 10,000 rats and 50 hawks, and the hawks will, on command, pick up a rat and dash it as well. So imagine that 50 hawks. Imagine 50 hawks dive bombing the bears with rats. 10,000 rats is causing havoc. Just the rats are causing mad havoc. And then now you've got the air covered as well because the hawks could cause you trouble. I'm thinking attack from above, attack from below, and stand out of the way. Because I think I put 1,000 rats on a bear. 500 are giving it a problem. 100 is distracting the bear. The bear's not looking at me. Rats are big. Some rats are the size of cats.
True that.
I'm picking those rats.
I think because of the sheer volume of them, the rats probably gets into it, into that. And what, like, so you're using, you're going to use a hawk rat combination, to bring down the larger foe.
They're dive bombing. So what they'll do is the rats will hang on with their 2 top arms, and they'll swing, kind of like they're in Fortnite coming into the thing, And then on command, I will say, release the rats, and the hawks will go, wah! And then they'll drop the rats. And the rats will, what they'll do is in midair, like, because they'll be quite high. I'm thinking like, imagine like Tom Cruise style rats. The rats will turn over in the air, and they'll face head down like through the air, and they'll
like in a squirrel suit.
Yeah, of course.
A rat suit.
Rat suit. And they'll be gliding just to get the perfect angle.
Okay.
And they'll land on the bears. Hopefully not with so much inertia that they die, but that they cause, sufficient damage.
So it's like some sort of kamikaze rat. I thought like a rat was going to go on and start like nibbling at the thing.
That's why I said it had to be the right height, because if it's too high, they might reach maximum velocity and just splat on the bear's head, and I think a bear can take that.
Yeah, so I think the bear would just be like
high enough to annoy the bear and then get scratching and then crack on, and then they could take on.
It would be like scarab beetles from the Mummy, innit? They would just get like swarmed and then it would just like devour.
Yeah, like World War Z but rats. Yeah, man.
Okay. Also, I wasn't aware that we could add other caveats into this, like the hawks on command. Also, the hawks on command. I would say as well, when you're like, release the rats, bro. Just we were talking about this. Just automate that shit. Be like, hawks, know when to drop them, because otherwise there's 10,000 of them, right? And the hawks, and you're going to be like, oh, drop the it's too, I'm on, they're splattered. Oh,
do you know what, Sean? I've just always wanted to be like, on my mark, on hold. Release the rats. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know it, like like in the war films, isn't it? When you've got the other people coming over the hill,
they're like waiting for it.
They're hold. It's what it says. Hold, charge. Yeah, bro.
So you're like creating suspense. Okay, in the arena.
I am wearing a full admiral outfit in this vision of this story. I am commanding.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm ready to roll, bruv. I don't know. I've really got into this, innit? Can you see the excitement on my face? I'm enjoying the thought of this.
In this scenario, I would be like, well, I'm going to create like a wall of rats in front of me or around me.
Yeah. Okay.
It would just be a room of rat, a rat room,
dome of rats,
a rat dome.
Do you know what
I don't think of that.
The only thing, if it was me versus you, and we had our own armies each, I still think that the rat-hawk combination could penetrate the dome if we fired enough of them.
Why are we doing friendly fire suddenly?
Sorry, I don't know. So right, anyway, look, we've got to go after this. We've got a rest episode. What would you pick, Sean? This is fantastic.
I'm going to go rat.
Sorry, let me ask you the whole question again. You're in an arena. You are in an arena with 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, unlimited ammo, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, 4 lions. Pick 2 to defend you. The others attack you. Your goal is to survive for 1 hour. What are you picking?
I'll survive for an hour. I think I'm going to go rats just because of the sheer volume will cause havoc. And I'll choose my Donny as long as he's a good shot and he can just take out the hawks and the big, like the rats will do enough of the distraction and annoyance. Obviously, he's going to have to pick off the hawks first, and 50 hawks is no mean feat. Within this time, I'll punch a couple hawks if they tried it. Do you know
have you ever punched a hawk?
I have many times. Knuckle dusters, they're just, you know, you'd have to have your wits about you, innit?
Yeah, you would.
You know, or maybe like one would come down, you'd get it in a headlock, and the rest of them would be like, oof, maybe not allow it.
Yeah.
Scare them off, innit? Just
make sure you get the biggest hawk. And if it's a bald-headed eagle, that's an eagle, innit? Not a hawk. I was going to say, giving it a noogie like you just said would be quite tough. Or send it back looking like a bald-headed eagle.
They're like, we don't need that. No part of that.
So those were our choices. Which would you pick? Let us know in the comments.
I'm super intrigued. I'm super intrigued as to what people will pick on this.
What would you pick? Let us know in the comments.
And if you got any caveats, like Marcus Bronzy here did, like add them in. We want to know.
Right. Wrong button. Sorry. We've got to get out of here. As usual, at How to Kill an Hour on all socials. You can also see us on YouTube as well. I'm on all socials at Marcus Bronzy, MarcusBronzy. Where can we find you, Sean?
I am on the planet.
On the planet that is Earth with his dome of rats.
With my rat dome. Don't mess about.
That's the name of the episode, isn't it? Rat dome.
Rat dome. 100%.
Or release the rats. Yeah, man, thanks for listening to the show. We've got loads of cool stuff coming up, which we will tell you about in future episodes. Big up yourself.